Hello beautiful singers, this is Valerie White-Williams and Vocal Splendor Studios. And today I would like to talk to you about reality TV show lies for the aspiring and beginning singer. Now, let me just be really clear right up the front. If you haven't watched my other videos, I haven't been approached 3 times through social media to audition privately for reality TV shows. The first one was America's Got Talent in 2006 from MySpace of all places. I was also personally called by Fox, X Factor, that's it. I did not do that audition, I was out of town. And number 3, I was personally approached about The Voice. And I did audition for America's Got Talent and The Voice, and in each time I was offered a private audition, which is not what everybody gets. Not everybody has to go through those monstrosity open calls, but just so you know, with reality TV, is they do have what they call casting producers that will find talent, and they will actually go after the big fish. We call those ringers in the industry. A ringer is somebody who is a professional that is brought into basically an amateur situation. That could be a choir or a group, but it also refers to these shows where they bring in ringers that they think are a for sure thing, and they act like they are auditioning like everybody else, and it is not true. So let me talk a little bit generally about reality TV shows. One, these are not talent shows, meaning that this is not a talent show like your community or school may have, where you have auditions and you pick the best people and then there's a talent search. So what they do on reality TV show is they are looking for a cast of characters that they have predetermined to be what they think will be marketable. And when we talk about the market for reality TV shows, it is the advertisers, so what the advertisers want, and 2, what the record label wants. So they're looking for this recipe of people that will make interesting TV. So this isn't necessarily about the most talented people. So what they do is they audition across the country, but it's not like they are picking the most talented singers. That is a complete lie. I have been at auditions and I've heard who got passed and who wasn't, and it wasn't like the people that were passed were bad singers, but they weren't the most talented singers. Lots of amazing talent was passed by because they are looking for a look, they are looking for character types. It's a TV show. They're casting character types or characters and voice types that will give them a sense of drama. It is not a fair test. It is not a fair contest. They play favorites. If people don't behave the way people want, like if you don't cry on command, one of my voice teacher friends had a student who got on The Voice, and she was a young 18-year-old, and she didn't cry when they tried to get her to cry about her grandma. Well, just coincidentally, she was off the show the next audition round, because what they can do is they can match you up with somebody like on The Voice who is not a good fit for you. You can be given a song that isn't suited for you, and they can play all kinds of manipulative tricks regarding that and giving the good stuff to the good people. And so it's completely manipulated from beginning to end, I hate to say. So that's just general reality TV stuff. Oh, one more thing about that. When you audition for reality TV shows, you sign a contract, and it basically gives up all rights that you have to sue them if they portray you in an inaccurate or even untruthful manner. So that means they can take your image, use it any way they want. They can manipulate through video editing and make you appear any way. So a lot of people go into those contracts feeling like they're going to be treated honestly and fairly, and it's just not the case. You are just a pawn for them to use to make money from advertising. Okay, so let's talk about, despite what these shows offer as far as entertainment value, it's kind of like Roman Colosseum, people are tortured online for you, but what is done for the aspiring singer? Now, I've been teaching voice for many years, way before the reality TV show thing started. And I can tell you honestly that people are more nervous to come into my studio than they ever were before. And I think that comes from a lot of the culture that this reality TV show, reality, has tried to force onto the real world. Now, the thing is that reality TV is not reality. This is not a real situation. This is a fake situation that they are filming, but it is not real, and it does not speak to the where music fits in our life and how singing works for most people. So I'm going to talk about the 5 things I find that are lies for the aspiring and beginning singer that these shows have portrayed, and they are lies. They are not true, and any voice teacher will tell you the same. So number 1 is the shaming of singers who do not sing well should not sing. So this is a common thing. They bring in the bad singers and then they just, everybody mocks them. Sometimes they tell them, really rude things like, oh, go home, sit down, go back to your day job. And there's a lot of mocking going on. Now, I find that very cruel. Now, to be honest, sometimes I've laughed when I used to watch those shows. I don't anymore because I just can't take it. But to be honest, everybody can improve. And be honest also, singing is part of our emotional, physical, and mental health. So to tell somebody they should sing is to tell somebody they should never cry, they should never run laps because they're a bad runner. Singing is part of our humanity. Everybody should sing. Singing is healing in a much bigger focus than people really realize. Now, the research is being done on the powerful effects of singing. Doesn't matter how good you are and what it does for our mental, physical, and emotional health. So anything that keeps people from singing and shames them into being shut up is wrong, and it's abusive in my opinion. You should never tell anyone not to sing because it brings people joy. And the better you sing, the more you practice, then you'll get better. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 lie is this concept that you either have it or you don't. Now this plays up into their whole concept of we found all this great talent, here it is just laying there and it's amazing and you can never be like them because you're not talented, but they are. Again, there's a lot of falsity in that. Many of the people that they have portrayed as being talented have had years of experience that they downplay because it's not what they want to show. They want to have some person that came out of nowhere. For example, Carrie Underwood. So her very first audition, I did watch that year, and Carrie's a very humble little farm girl, and they coach people to wear these clothes, okay? So that was, when you see Carrie showing up for the judges, that was not her first audition. That's another lie. People go through preliminary auditions. Some people don't have to go. Some people have private auditions. So when they do that whole filming in front of the judges, those singers have already been through at least 2 or 3 auditions. They are coached on what to wear, what to do. It's manipulated. So Carrie looks like a little farm girl that just came out of Iowa. But truly, she had been singing professionally in bands for years, and she's a great singer. She is one of the best, I think, it came out of that syndicate. However, again, they portray her in a way that is manipulative, and they don't discuss her years of training and experience with her teachers because that's not what they want for selling TV and ads. Okay, so that leads into the third thing I'd like to talk about is those shows always downplay lessons. Now, to be honest, the whole music industry downplays lessons. They will usually try to divert the topic when it comes up. Perfect example is years ago when Josh Groban had his big debut, this is 10 years ago, there was an article in Parade Magazine as how did Josh get to be so great? Oh, he came from a musical family, grew up in LA, yeah. What they neglected to talk about is he attended Interlochen High School, which is the premier performing arts college of the United States. It's basically a little college of the arts for people that are super talented or have a rich family. So obviously, if he went to Interlochen as a music student, he took lessons, really, lots of them, years of lessons, okay? So that is not discussed. So the average person is going to watch these people and go, oh, they are so good. I could never be good. I better shut up. I can't sing. The fact of the matter is lessons work. A lot of professionals continue to take lessons and they just don't talk about it publicly because it's not sexy, it doesn't sell records, and it doesn't add to the aura and persona of, ooh, these people are amazing. Let's tune in and watch them. Because quite frankly, you can take lessons and work on your voice to a point where it's very pleasing. So that's another lie that's downplayed, the role that music training has on the voice and in other aspects of music. Here's lie number 4, and I just talked about this on my last video on head joint posture, is that on reality TV show, you always see people posturing when they sing their high notes. They're like, yeah, and their head goes up and the camera's like, yeah, here's my high note. Oh my gosh. Okay. No one sings like that in real life. Their head doesn't go up for the camera. This is posing for the camera. And that technique is not going to help you. So there's a lot of even technical things that you see with those shows that aren't really real. It's for the camera and the TV show and the advertisers. And here's the very last thing I'd like to say about reality TV shows and aspiring singers is that they always cast people who bring tons of drama and either will cry on camera or even they'll cast some of those bitchy people that will catfight and those kinds of things. And the people who make these shows have to have that personality that is larger than life or super dramatic or has something like that, because that's what makes people want to watch. See who's going to fight and who's going to cry. And also they're looking for people that have a sob story. We call it backstory. So basically, if you grew up in a middle-class home and you had lessons your whole life and you had a lot of opportunity, that doesn't count. You need to have somebody who's dying of cancer. You have to have recovering from cancer. You have to have some dramatic story because that's what they're looking for. And to be honest, there are so many world-class singers that have sung throughout history, and they don't have these dramatic personalities. They don't cry for the camera. They don't do all these things that is required for people on reality TV. Some of them are very quiet people, like Prince. Can you imagine Prince on reality TV? Really, he would not even make it through the auditions because he wouldn't play their games and he wouldn't cry on command, and he's very introverted. Because to be honest, a lot of singers are not jabberjaws. They are introverted people that save their passion for the stage. And for those shows, what counts almost more is what happens off the stage and all the drama. And to be honest, also, if you are full of drama, you're probably not going to work a lot professionally because no one wants to work with that. So these are all things that have created a poor light on what it takes to be a singer, even on your own personal joy level. So if you want to watch these shows, go ahead, but just know that they are manipulative, they are not honest, and don't buy the lies about singing because we all can sing better. And we all can get better by training, by practice, and you don't need to sound good to have fun singing. Really, you don't. And if you don't feel comfortable with singing in front of others, just sing by yourself because you're still going to get the benefits. All right, that's my take on reality TV for beginning aspiring singers. If you like this content and you would like to hear more, please subscribe. Click the bell to be notified of my recent uploads. And I so appreciate the likes and the shares and the comments. So please tell me below, what do you think about reality TV? Have you learned anything? What have you learned? And please share below. I look forward to making more videos for you, and I will see you soon. Sing on!